Yo, what's up, guys? I'm about to, I just got off work. I'm about to go get in the car and get some gas. Cause I have basically none left. I never let it get this low, but I hate going to the gas station so much. So, I'm gonna go get some real quick. Alright, y'all. I got my gas. It was, hold on, let me turn the car on. So, it's full now. And it was, can't remember how much it was. $47.05 for 12.5 gallons, which isn't bad at all. But now, I gotta go to Target. I'm gonna get my girlfriend some stuff for for Valentine's Day. And after that, I guess I'm gonna go home. I might go get food. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry. I might just eat at home though. I don't know. But we'll see. Whatever happens, happens. I remember right after COVID happened, like after when the gas prices were super high, my Honda Accord, I had a 2013 Honda Accord before this car. When I turned 16, I just turned 20 now, last month. I bought this car when I was 19. And, that car, around that time, to fill up, it would take about, I think it was like $60 to fill up, which was a lot, because it took regular gas, just like regular 87, I think it is, 87 maybe. And that was terrible. But with this car, now the gas prices are lower and all that, it doesn't really take that much, and it's honestly pretty good on gas. Let me put it in eco real quick. Yeah, I forgot it resets my gas mileage, my miles per gallon thing every time I get gas. Usually I get about like 28 to 30 usually. I've gotten over 30 a couple times, but for the most part it is about 28.5 or 29 usually. And eco mode really does save a lot of gas from what I've noticed. When I first got this car, this car isn't like a fast car, but it's quick. 0 to 60 is like 5 point something seconds. My Honda was way slower. It wasn't the V6, it was the inline 4, just normal Honda Accord that my parents gave me. This is also an inline 4, but it's twin turbocharged, and it's way faster. And you know, I was excited that I finally had a kind of quick car, and I was like, yeah bro, let's just keep it in sport all the time, I guess. But that burned a ton of gas. So for the first couple months that I had the car, I was paying so much in gas, just because I love driving it in sport. It sounds cool, it feels better, but it was just way too much in gas. So now I drive it in sport quite a bit, but not all the time like I used to, because it also, I've heard, wears down the engine a lot more, because it changes gears a lot higher, so it hangs onto the gears a lot longer, which obviously isn't good for the engine over a long time. I don't plan on keeping this car that long, but still, I plan on moving up to a M340i pretty soon, but I don't know when that'll come. You know, cars are expensive. I'm only 20. I'm not like rich or something, you know. But, you know, I'm about to go into Target though, so I'll be back in just a second. I'm back now. I just wanted to show you all a quick, like, just kind of on the outside of the car. I have my windows tinted. They're super dark. Can't see much. The back glass, the back, like 2 doors are 5%. And then I also have, back here on the, or up front, I have, I think it's 20 or 15. I can't remember. And then I have a 5% visor up front. And this is what the front looks like. I had a splitter on it, but it didn't really fit well. Like, it came like a little bent, so I took it off. And I would show you all the inside, but it's kind of a mess right now. I'm gonna clean it up tomorrow because that's my day off. And I have some lights for under here coming. I ordered them from the dealership, and they should be here today, actually, hopefully, when I get home. And so I'm gonna put those on tomorrow since I'm off. But I really like this car. It's a pretty nice car to have for, you know. It was a big upgrade from the Honda Accord I had, because it was a nice car. I liked it. It was really good on gas. And it was a car. It was a nice car. And I got that when I was 16, so that was a couple years ago. So it wasn't that old when I got it either. Because I'm 20 now. So I got that when I was 16. It was a 2013. It was the newest car out of all of ours, my friend group, which was pretty nice. And then the way I got this car was I saved up. My down payment was, I can't remember if it was 7,000 or 8,000, but I had that down payment. And I had my dad co-sign because my dad has like perfect credit. And I'm very grateful for my parents. They helped me out with the insurance on this car. And, you know, they've always taught me like how important credit is and all that. So I have a really good credit score too. I do wish my interest rate was lower, but interest rates are really high right now. I got a 6.2%, I think that's what it was. And yeah, I saved that money up. I also sold some of my stocks. I like investing a lot. I've been investing since I was 18. I sold, I think, like $700 worth of stock to even out the 1,000 on my down payment, because it was at an odd number and I was about to buy it. I was like, I can just sell this real quick and even it up. But I kind of regret it and I kind of don't, just because if I didn't sell that, you know, my portfolio would be a bit higher now. But also the reason I don't regret it is because it helped me get a lower payment on this. I financed it for 60 months, but I'm paying extra every month, hopefully trying to get it paid off a lot quicker. I think I have like, I don't know how much left I have to pay off, honestly. But the reason I don't regret it is because when like the month after, I think it was the month after I bought this car, the interest rates at my bank went up 3%. The lowest was like 9 point something, which was that's just too much. And I did try to get this car on my own, but the bank didn't approve me on my own because I had no credit history. I had good credit, but I didn't have any history. And then CarMax, where I bought this car from, they approved me, but it was crazy. I think they approve anyone, but it was like 20. No, it wasn't 20. It was almost 20. I think it was like 19 point something %, which that's just way too much. Like buying a car at that interest rate, at this price point, that's just ridiculous. I'd be paying so much more money. And I wanted originally to get a black one of these, but I'm glad I didn't, because I actually really like the blue, especially at night. The blue looks really nice on this car. And I just couldn't find a black one in the time frame that I wanted to buy the car, because I also didn't want to wait super long, because I already had the money and I had been approved at the bank for the loan and all that. So I just really didn't want to wait. And blue honestly looked pretty nice from what I had seen. I went to a BMW dealership to look at cars like this, and I mean, man, I can't see anything. But the guy at the dealership said I couldn't test drive it because I was only 19 at the time, and I didn't want to buy a car without test driving it first. So I got one shipped from CarMax. It was free shipping, and they let me test drive it, and I liked it, so I bought it that same day, you know, because CarMax doesn't hold cars for long, I don't think, without putting them back on like the sales thing for other people to buy. And so I bought it and I've had it since. I think I've had it for about 7 or 8 months now, which is pretty cool. I enjoy it. I was also looking at buying either a Challenger or a Charger, but once I started looking into BMWs, I was like, man, this is just so much better for about the same price. This was about $2,000 more than a Charger I test drove like a month before, and this is just so much better. All of this stuff right here is just way better than the Charger. The Charger has I don't want to say it looks outdated, but it just looks way better. And I didn't really see a point in spending that type of money on a car that I didn't even like. The outside I loved, but the inside, to me, they really don't look that great. I feel like they kind of need to step it up a bit. But I'm happy with my decision. You know, it's a nice car. Sounds nice. I think it looks pretty nice, especially with the window tint. The window tint made it look, I feel like, 10 times better. So yeah, pretty happy with my decision. And I decided I'm not gonna get food. I'll probably just eat at home. I bought an energy drink at Target, and that's about it. I'll just find something to eat at home. And now I'm just kind of saving my money to buy a house with my girlfriend, because we've wanted to do that for a while. But everything is just so expensive now, so it's been taking a while. I have most of my money in the Apple Card savings account, because it has a pretty high interest rate, and I don't want it to take that long. Dang, my windows are fogging up. I turned the thing on. Jesus. Hopefully this goes away in a second. I'm gonna put it on eco, actually. One thing I don't like, though, is the auto start stop. I always turn that off when I'm in eco or in comfort. I don't really drive the car in comfort, actually, because I don't know, I just don't really see a point in comfort. I either have it in eco or I have it in sport, because if I'm not in sport, it's usually because I'm not driving anywhere on the interstate where I need to be going fast, and I don't see why I wouldn't just save gas on eco. And then if I'm not on eco, I don't see why I wouldn't just go ahead and put it into sport, so that I can it feels nicer, it sounds nicer, because it has that, I think it's called active sound or something in here, which just makes it sound really nice in here. And also in sport, sometimes I roll the windows down, and you can hear the turbos. Pretty nice, it's pretty cool. This is my first car I've had that has turbos, and they sound pretty nice. Yeah, that's about it, honestly. I'm trying to think of more things I like about the car. I like the parking camera too. I've never had a car that has a top-down view. Well, this is only my second car, actually. I don't know why I keep saying that. I've driven other cars, but I've never actually had any other than the Honda. I also really like this screen. It has Apple CarPlay too, and the sound system in this car, I don't have the Harman Kardon, I think that's what it's called, the upgraded one, but I think it still sounds pretty nice. The bass is pretty nice. I think it has subs already. I think they're under the seats. You can really tell, because my last car had subs in the back, and I thought I was gonna have to buy subs for this car too, but I was pretty surprised, because that same day when I bought it, obviously I was listening to music on the way home after, and it surprised me. And then if you go into the settings and turn the bass up even more, it sounds great, honestly. I don't really have a problem with it. The only thing I've noticed is sometimes at higher volumes the speakers have this crackling sound, but I think that's just because of the higher volumes, because whenever it's not super loud, it sounds completely fine. It actually sounds really great. And I really love this. I love how it shows the map. You can change what it shows too. I have it to show my gas mileage. You can change it to show the mileage. My car has 44,800 miles right now. I've driven it a lot because my girlfriend lives pretty far, and sometimes I go see her, sometimes she comes to see me. she lives like 40 miles away. Sometimes I go pick her up and bring her to my house, which is 80 miles for one trip basically, and then I got to take her back home too, which is another 80 miles, which adds up really quickly. I bought this car with, I think, 33,000 and some miles, that's a lot of mileage. But she's been driving to my house now that she has a car, because at first she didn't have a car when I first bought this car. So that's saving me a lot in gas, and it's also saving me a ton in mileage on my car, because I also don't want to run up the mileage too much, because I want to trade this in for 340. And then here it has like the sport displays with like the horsepower and the torque. What else? It has the G-forces right there. Your music, whenever it has music playing, that looks pretty cool because it shows the album cover on the side too. It has this, which is kind of boring. And then back to the gas mileage. And I'm pretty sure you can change the middle thing too. You don't have to have the map on there. And then it has the heads-up display here too. I don't know if you can see it very well right now. When I come to a stop, I can zoom in a little more. But it looks pretty cool, I think. And you can also have it to put your your directions on there and stuff, which it's cool. I had it on for a while, but it was kind of distracting sometimes, because sometimes it just shows like your kind of like your like which way to turn. Like when you're coming up on a left, let's say, it'll like show left in 1 mile or whatever. But sometimes, I don't know exactly when it happens, but sometimes it'll show like a whole map on there, and I'll just be like, Jesus, man, like I couldn't see, because it's pretty big. And it just got really distracting. I turned it off after like 2 weeks, maybe not even, because it was very distracting. And one other thing I don't like about this car is the map on here, the actual BMW map, like on here too, it just it's kind of inaccurate sometimes. So I just use Apple CarPlay now, and I use Waze because it's way better. One time I went to my girlfriend's house, the road was closed, and it sent me down a road that wasn't even a road anymore. Like, it was just all dirt, and it was pretty scary, honestly, because like I basically went off-roading in this car. And then I thought I broke something, because after there was like, when I would drive, there was like this really loud screeching noise, and I had barely had the car for, I think it had been like 2 months at the time. Maybe not, no, probably a little over a month. And I thought I had broken something, because it was really loud. And it was just a rock that got stuck in between the brakes. Because I had to go pick up my girlfriend that day. Then I made it to her house. We tried figuring out what it was, but we couldn't. So we drove it back to my house, because we were just gonna, like, I was just gonna stay at her house, but I was like, I should probably take it home so me and my dad can, like, we were gonna, like, disassemble the brakes, whatever, like, take them off and all that, see what was in there, and see if it was something we could fix ourselves, because we do all the work on our cars ourselves. But I started looking up on like Reddit and stuff what it could be, and people were saying like that they had gravel driveways, and every couple months like stuff would get stuck in there, and like the way they were describing it sounded a lot like what I was hearing. So I was like, this could be it. And one of the things I saw was to like drive it in reverse and then slam on the brakes, and like the rock will like fall out or whatever. And I tried that around my neighborhood. I probably looked like an idiot, but that didn't work. So this was kind of a dumb thing. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. But then we drove it to the car wash that's near my house. There's a car wash like 5 minutes from my house. Like the ones you do yourself, not like the ones that leave scratches all over your car. And we took it there, and with the hose, I tried spraying like the water like in like where the sound was, seeing if I could get the rock unstuck. And that didn't work. And on the way home, we had the windows down, 'cause it was sounding like it was starting to get quieter. So we had the windows down the whole way home to see if like the sound would just go away, and it wasn't. And once we got home, I was pulling my car into the driveway, and we heard like a clank, and like as I pulled into the driveway, and then the sound like stopped. I guess like we didn't really know though, because we were still like, we were already in my driveway. There wasn't much more distance to drive. So we backed out, and well, first we got out of the car, and we did notice there was like a really flat rock like near the back of my car, and we were like, yeah, that's probably what it was. It probably fell out. And so then we backed out, and we drove around the neighborhood, and it was completely gone. And the rock, I guess, had just grinded down so much from being stuck in there. Dang, my high beams don't even help. It had been stuck in there, I guess. It got grinded down, and then it just fell out, I was so glad. I thought something had happened to my car. I was pretty upset about it. And look, we're getting pretty good gas mileage right now, right after I filled up the tank. But it'll probably start dropping tomorrow once I go to work. Or not tomorrow, I don't go to work tomorrow, but as I go out and drive around more, it usually goes down. Because I usually get way better gas mileage on the way home, since it's at night, there's no cars or anything. And the way I take home, there's like 2 red lights I have to go through. But in the daytime, there's a lot more cars I gotta get behind. And I just gotta come to a lot more stops from like people turning into like little places and stuff, and it drops a lot. But honestly, the gas mileage on this car is pretty good. It's better than I thought it would be, but gas really isn't even like a big cost. Like if you buy a car like this, like any car really, like that's kind of expensive. This cost me, I think it was 34 after tax, 34,000. And it's a 2020, by the way. I don't think I ever said that. Oh my god, what is this? Who's up here? Bro, I don't know if I can squeeze past them. Oh my god. Man. I made it, but what was I saying? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, but if you buy a car that's like over 30,000, if you're worried about the gas, you probably shouldn't have bought the car in the first place, honestly. So I'm not really worried about the gas. I usually spend like $50 to $200, depending on how many times I go see my girlfriend, how many times I go out with my friends after work and stuff like that, on gas, which really isn't that bad. Especially since it takes premium. I thought it would be a lot more when I bought this car, actually, but I'm about home, so that'll be it for today. So I'll see you all whenever I see you all again.